SSON is the place to be. You get a chance to meet with your peer group, you get a chance to hear from leaders at different levels of maturity, and you have the opportunity to just learn so much because we are all stuck in our own bubbles and we don't know, are we doing well, how are we placed against the industry? And SSON is a place you get to learn, see where you're at, and obviously find out new ways to grow and find new opportunities to grow in your own specific areas. All of the above, but if I had to choose one, it would definitely be the Peer Connect. I've been across many conferences around Europe and in the UK, but I think SSON has this unique ability to not just bring people from the industry, but to bring people who can add immense value to these conversations. So I'm sitting at a table with Google, I'm sitting at a table with Merck, and you're talking with different people, and you're getting insights from not just from my industry, which is pharma, but from different industries all over, and I've not found another place till now that has the ability to do that. So peer connects are massive for me. In addition to all these amazing talks that we have of just hearing where different people are at in their journey with GBS, and that's why we're here. The core element of being in GBS is being comfortable with the unknown. GBS is the engine of the organization. There are many analogies you can use for GBS and how it's growing, how people need GBS in the organization to grow. And the fact is, for me specifically, I had to be okay with that ambiguity, with not knowing how it's going to work out, but just being ruthlessly committed to growing the organization, standardization, and to be able to, fit ourselves for the future that we are all playing towards. And being in different parts of the organization, there's only one place you can be for growth, and that's in GBS. And for me, when I understood that about GBS, I realized 15 years ago that I didn't want another opportunity anywhere else. So I've grown, I've moved across GBS in different parts of the organization, but I wouldn't have it any other way. The first is be honest. It's okay to fail. It's okay that you don't know. I think that's the premise of being in GBS. And the second, I think, is to be vulnerable. A lot of people are really worried about what other people might think or about them not knowing where they're at. But it's okay to share. As much as you want to share success stories, you want to share the areas you didn't succeed. You want to talk about the proof of concepts that didn't work. Because I've heard so many stories from people here who've talked about areas that they started, great ambition, a lot of funding, but it didn't work out. But I would love to learn that, so I don't want to do that again. And again, this is the only place where you can get that opportunity to do that. People are honest, people are vulnerable here. At the end of the day, I think it just boils down to what the customer actually wants. And the GBS is the engine of the organization. It's an engine that provides immense value by reducing costs, by driving ruthless standardization across the organization. As long as we speak in those terms, without getting caught in the crossfires of organization building or which team sits where, as long as you're playing to those bits, everybody in the C-suite wants the same things. They want value, they want to drive down costs, and they want to do more with less. Which other team does that? It's only GBS. So AI is the talk of the town. Everybody's talking about agentic AI. And I was quite surprised when I came here initially because I'd assumed this is all going to just be about how AI is going to change the world and how it's the next big thing. But I love the practicality in which people are speaking about AI. So even though it is a disruptor, people are not just talking about how they can use AI, but they are talking about how they can't use AI and areas that AI is not going to work. And especially, I just came out of a talk where they were talking about the basics, about getting the basics right and building AI on top of it, or at least building AI at the heart of what we do. Now that's a different shift from what you're seeing in the industry, where people are talking about AI and they're talking about using agentic agents like, giving out like candy, an agent for you, an agent for you. But it's different. We're talking about reimagining the organization with AI at the heart of it, which I think is a massive disruptor. And I'm not sure I've heard that conversation anywhere else. I think a few things. One would be, don't be afraid to fail. We failed a lot, but just keep moving. A big example that I keep telling people that is my personal life lesson is a day that I have not learned is a day that I've just grown older and fatter. So learn every day. So every day, look for those lessons. So we keep looking. So if you're failing, then that's okay. So yesterday, a lot of the talk was about when we were setting up our service management practice, areas that didn't work. But we were talking about what we learned from that and how we moved from there. So the goal is not about winning always as much as we like to win. It's about how you want to move. So just keep moving, as the slogan says, just keep swimming, and that's what we want people to do.